Someone needs to make sure that I'm too traumatized to live, because they needed to make sure that they need to do what they're doing to make sure that I'm gonna help them get whatever they have to do, because they need me to be traumatized so that I'm fixed on what they're doing. That's weird. It's like they're doing this thing where I'm not allowed to notice what they're doing, but I'm not allowed to not notice. And I have to be drawn to it and not be able to do anything about it. This is what this is. This is trying to ABA every tiny thing I do, to make sure every tiny thing I do is a reaction to what someone just did, and I can't be okay, because what if someone just did something after someone did something, and it does something else, and then all of a sudden all these other things, and I can't be okay because all these other things. That's the point. The point is to get a whole fucking problem. The point is to get a whole fucking problem. You see, that's the problem. Is they're being put in the hanged one because of it, because this is their behavior, and they know their behavior that way is that way, and they're doing it like to edge to get the fucking do it, and they're putting them in the hanged one, and they're not letting them do anything because of it. Yeah, because they're just doing all kinds of shit to get to fucking do pretty much anything, like anything at all. And these people that do this, they do this around me on purpose, try to figure out a way to like get me to like provide for them, to make sure I can't provide for myself, because I have to be too busy providing for other people, and all of a sudden I can't provide for myself anymore, and then they can scoop and provide for me and force me to need to provide for them again. They're trying to figure out a way out of here. They're trying to figure out a way to have an emotional escape and force me to stay all emotionally attached, so they can figure out a way to like make me feel that they're escaping emotionally, and I'm feeling so abandoned, and I feel so sick and sad because they're escaping emotionally, and I can't let them escape emotionally, and I just need them to stop escaping emotionally. That's what they're doing. They're trying to figure out a way to force me to escape emotionally and then prevent me from doing it, because they have to do something to make sure that they can get something, and they have to get whatever it is they want, and I'm not allowed to say no to this. No, because they aren't allowed to consent. So I'm not allowed to consent either, right? No, because that's the point. They had to take my consent away from me and say that you're not allowed. That you're not allowed to consent to it. You know that thing where they're going to try to kidnap me? They're going to try to figure out a way to get in my apartment and fucking steal me, and try to figure out a way that I can't consent to them doing that. Because I have to know whoever's doing it. I have to know it personally. This is what this is they're trying to traffic me. They're trying to figure out a way to get to traffic me. And they're trying to do it in a way that like seems like it's totally fine. Like it's all illegal. It's always illegal, but like trying to figure out a way to like just do shit to get me to wander right into what they're doing. Yeah, because they're gonna get me to go in willingly and wander into it and just go in willingly, and just willingly get in there, and willingly get fucking doing shit to myself, and willingly allowing things to happen to myself now. If someone wants to drive the fucking right in front of my apartment to shock me, to make me have to interpret what it means, that's their problem. Their problem is they want me to sit and interpret every tiny thing. Every tiny thing they had to sit me and interpret it. Because they still have to get something. They needed to get something and they still haven't fucking got it, and they need to get it, and that's the point. They're not going to get it because it's not going to happen. They're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to fund all the bullshit that they keep saying they're going to fund. And they're not going to be able to get anybody anywhere. Nope. This is people who wish that they could make me need to do what they need to do, so they can race me to make sure that they do faster what I need to do. And I can't do anything because they're doing everything really, really fast in front of me and making me really die of jealousy because they're doing all these things in front of me that I can't do. And don't I need to go figure out a way to do everything that they can do? Or at least stop them from doing what I'm not able to do right now. Yeah, because like what if they need to get in front of me and make me need to stop them from doing stuff? Because they need to stop me from doing stuff, so how about they just get me working on stopping them doing stuff? That's the point. They need to get me to go and try to stop them from doing stuff. So then I won't do anything, because I'm just too busy trying to prevent them from doing things. Which was what it should be my job, but like it isn't, because like it's not, because they can't do anything to me emotionally to manipulate me. So then it wouldn't be something that they'd want me to do. Because they wouldn't want me to do that, because what if they can't manipulate me emotionally while I'm doing it? Or what if they have to practice manipulating me emotionally? What if they're needing to practice manipulating me emotionally and they don't have enough time to practice manipulating me emotionally, and they need to make sure that I can't have a schedule? Because what if they're going to use my schedule to manipulate me emotionally? And I just can't have a schedule anymore, because what if I'm being so manipulated emotionally? I just can't handle a schedule. I'm just going to need to stop having a schedule, because what if the manipulation isn't happening? And what if they can't manipulate me because I already know what they're going to do? And they're always going to do the same thing, and they're always going to have the same goal. And always the same goal is to make sure that I can't have a schedule, because they need to stop my schedule, because then they can just go scoop and rescue, because I'm just incapable of taking care of myself. Yeah. You know that time I was just completely incapable of caring for myself? That's the point. That's the weirdest thing in the world. Is like this is supposed to help me collaborate. This thing that they're trying to do is supposed to help me collaborate with people, but what it is doing is trying to force me to lose all my decision making and force me to be terrified that I'm out of control of things everywhere around me. That's insane. That's insane. That's an insane thing to do to people. That's insane. It's like what you trying to make me defend myself that you can't gaslight me. So they can't gaslight you, and they need you to get really defensive because they can't gaslight you. So they can't gaslight you, and they need you to be really upset about how they can't gaslight you. They can't gaslight you, and they need you to be upset about that. They needed you to be all butthurt and self-defensive because they're not able to get you to be gaslit by them. And they can't practice saying shit to you to make you want to die. So then they can pretend they're going to help you. It's not working. There is no time to do that. There's no time to actually have an impact on people. Nothing. There's no time for that. It's only just the same stupid routine they do to continue to scoop whatever it is in my life out so they can have more than me. So I need so much more than them. And I need to have more. That's all it is more. Because they need it. They need to make sure they can attack me because they need it. Because they needed to get me to be the Nine of Wands, and then I go in the Ten of Swords and try to attack them and try to end them. Because they needed me to try to end them. They need me to go and do things and say things about them to make sure that I look bad. And I have to look bad because they need to comment. They need to make me say all these nasty things about them. And then they can go around and go happily existing. Without me happily existing, because they just need to make sure I don't exist happily. No, because they're going to get as much things as possible out of me, but I can't have anything, you see. That's weird because they wanted me to try to Ten of Swords the Hierophant. You don't do that. You can't Ten of Swords the Hierophant. That's the point. They wanted you to try to Ten of Swords the Hierophant. They're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to Ten of Swords the Hierophant. Like, they're trying to figure out a way to make you try to betray an institution. Like, they wanted you to... Last night, there was like someone was trying to make an intense betrayal bond so big and so bad that I can't be okay. And I can't even be sane. And they wanted me to go and attack an institution that there's no way I can identify even where it starts. They wanted me to try to figure out a way to feel so dependent that I would go and attack an institution. I would try to figure out a way to Ten of Swords an institution. They wanted me to try to, like, sabotage something to do, like, personally. They want to blame me for what something's going on. Something's going on and they want to blame me for it because they think it's my fault and they think I should take it personally. Something that they can't fix, something that they can never fix, something that people keep saying they're going to do and they can never do because they can never do it. And even if I was going to do whatever they told me to do, they could still never do that. No way they couldn't. They wouldn't be able to. There's not enough fucking anything. No, there's not enough money, there's not enough people, there's not enough anything. These people are just trying to figure out a way to stop me from being able to do what they're doing. Because they need me to be like, whatever they're doing is better than what I'm doing, and I have to be afraid because they're doing things and I have to be afraid. Now they're going to do things to me and I need to be afraid. They're trying to make sure that I can't do something because they want to make sure that they are going to be able to do whatever. It's like someone's trying to traffic me. Like someone's trying to traffic me and trying to make sure that I'm like trying to figure out a way to sabotage an institution. Because they wanted to get me to feel in the King of Swords and the King of Wands in reverse, which is what they're feeling. Like they try to transfer that onto me. You know that time when they were limp dick and they were angry limp dick rapists and they wanted me to be an angry limp dick rapist too? Yeah, because they want me to drive the rapist van with them. They wanted me to drive the rapist van and try to break into someone's apartment with them. Yeah, because, well, that's the thing. The King of Wands in reverse is being put in the fucking hangman. And the hangman could be like a jail sentence, like a community treatment jail sentence that you can't get out of. You have to have a certain thing you do, and you have to do a certain thing, and you can't get out of it until you do a certain thing. Yep, because that's the point. They're doing rapey shit and non-consensual fucking rage crap to get you to fucking go and do it the same way they do. Whatever it is they're doing it wrong to get you to do it wrong as well, and then you can do it wrong, and then they can just be vindicated that they tricked you to doing something wrong. And that you can't feel pain relief because they're going to have to put you in pain. And you can't feel pain relief unless you do something wrong to satisfy yourself now that you're in so much pain. They're doing this thing where they're trying to transfer it onto you and make you all the terrible things that they can't cope with. That they can't cope with being. That has to be you. You have to be that. Yeah, because they want to escape emotionally and they want to get a direction. They want to get well, that's the point. They want to get information. They have to get well, you know why? Because they have to get information from the Page of Swords for their work. They have to give information to the Page of Swords to get to their work. Oh, because they can't work unless the Page of Swords gets information from them. And they're going to collaborate. And then they're going to what? They're not going to be able to gaslight me. Then they're going to try to figure out a way to make me butthurt. But they're getting butthurt because they can't gaslight me. They feel Ten of Swords and they wanted me to Ten of Swords. But they feel Ten of Swords by the Hierophant. They feel abused and they feel Ten of Swords by the Hierophant. They feel betrayed by the institution. But they wanted me to feel betrayed by an institution. They wanted to put me so that I would go betray an institution for them because they can't do it. It's like they wanted me to go fucking light a building on fire because they've already been seen as arsonists. See, they needed me to do it. They needed me to do something really shitty because they can't do that. You know that time that Tony needed to know everybody knew what a growler is? Because he would grab your phone and look up a growler on your phone and just say, now you know what a growler is, because he looks it up on your phone. See, he grabs your phone, looks up growlers, and now everybody sees that you're looking up growlers on your phone, not his phone. That's the point, is they wanted to escape from how much surveillance is on them. These people have surveillance on them 24/7. They wanted to escape from the surveillance by doing shit to you to make you need to go somewhere because they need to escape from the 24-hour surveillance that's on them. Because they need to escape from their surveillance. That's interesting. That doesn't go. It's not even a fucking tower moment because about being able to fight for yourself. There won't be a tower here. Because there isn't. There's no kaboom. There's no big kaboom because they're waiting for a huge kaboom to happen because they needed a huge kaboom so they could go do anything, you know? Because they need a big kaboom because then they can go defend themselves because there's a giant kaboom and all of a sudden they can defend themselves because there's a giant kaboom that they set it up and then they're sitting and they're eating popcorn waiting for the giant kaboom to happen. Because they set it up and they've been sitting there waiting for a huge kaboom because they needed it. It puts the Hierophant in the upright, that's for sure. Yeah, it does. Puts the institution where it belongs, in the upright. Which it should be. It should be in the upright. It shouldn't be in the reverse because that's scary if you don't know the rules. Yep, so that's trying to figure out a way to make a tower moment for me. Because they almost like want to release. Like they want to release and they want to use my tower moment that they set up to get a feeling of release and relief. And then they could like defend themselves, but it doesn't work because the Hierophant is in the upright to help me and the tower doesn't go anywhere and I represent myself. See how they got to make sure that they benefit and I don't benefit from anything? See how that was like a setup where everything is to make sure that other people benefit from everything I do and I benefit, like I get no benefits from anything I do? Because they needed me to go to seek more benefits from other people. That they get benefits and I was supposed to try to get their benefits because my benefits aren't enough anymore. I would need other people's benefits now. Someone's, like I said, well that's the point. I would need someone else's benefits because what if I'm not satisfied by my job? What if I'm not satisfied by the money? And someone else isn't satisfied. So I would need to help them get what if they needed more benefits and I was going to have to fight for them to get more benefits? Because what if they can't represent themselves and they needed more benefits and needed me to fight for their benefits because they needed more benefits? And represent, it's like, okay. It's like not being able to say that you, wow. It's like they wanted me to need to fight for their like unsatisfaction for their finances. Like they were like unsatisfied financially. And they wanted me to like represent how they don't feel satisfied with their money. Because they want more. They want more than just money. They want really like a lot of emotional connection. And they thought I was going to have to get it. You said they thought I was going to have to get them emotional connection. And they're unsatisfied financially and they can't watch their money grow and they don't feel satisfied by that. They're trying to set up a storyline again. Because they're having to figure out a way to make the Page of Wands bring the Knight of Cups or the Queen of Cups out of me. because they need the Queen of Cups for their for the Five of Pentacles, because they need to have their temperance, and they need to make sure the world's in the upright, and they need to make sure I'm attached to that. Yeah, and then I'll be attached to it, and then I'll just take all their burdens on, and then I'll have no money, right? And then the chariot will be in reverse against me, because I'll be collaborating with the people that are trying to figure out a way to blow up the institution, and trying to figure out how to make sure that I'm needing to do it, and I'm needing to do it for me. Whoa, and that, wow. And all that's supposed to happen because I'm just too busy to notice it. See, I'm just way too busy to notice that's happening. Maybe if I had some extra help, I would notice it was happening. Since I'm just too busy to notice all of that strategy around me, you know, I'm just too busy to notice all the strategic shit that's being set up around me at all times. To make sure that I'm all, wow, whoa, wow. It doesn't make any sense. No, because that's a psychotic thing to think. That's a psychotic thing to think that they have the right to make that happen. It doesn't go anywhere. No, because that's the point. They set them up to act like this. Once again, they set them up. The police universe set up these fuckers to do this shit to you because they want them to act like that, to get them to act like that, so then they can fucking do anything they want to them. They can bop them around any fucking place. They can even try to figure out a way to use them to trigger you to do any fucking thing. Because these people wanted compassion for their poverty. Like their poverty, and they wanted you to sit there and go, oh, well, I understand. I was poor too one time. I used to be homeless. I understand your struggle. Like I said, they want a meeting. So they need to get their meeting. They need to make sure that I have to get their meeting. What could they possibly do to me if they don't get a meeting? What could they do to me? What could they make me do? What if they could make me do something to myself because they can't find a meeting anymore? And what if they need to fight me to make sure that my world's in reverse, so then I need a meeting for my world to be in the upright, and then I need to be attached, so they need to be attached. That's the point. This is all about trying to figure out a way to make sure that I'm afraid of someone that they're afraid of. Yeah, because they need me to be afraid of people that they're afraid of, and they need me to be terrified of people. Because they need me to be so afraid that I can't control something. They want this. They just want this. They just want to make sure I ruin it for myself. Because they got to get an escape. See, they got to get their escape mode. They got to make sure that they can get their escape and they can do anything. And that's the point. Then I can't know where to go, and then I can't know what direction to go in, and I have to worry because they're escaping. And then I can't have Imra's wet dream. No, because then I can't have that, because they want Imra's wet dream without me having it. They want to make sure they can have it without me. But they got to get me to do it for them, and they can do something to me, and then they can have it without me. Because first they got to get me to do it for them, and then they can do something to me, and then they can have it without me, and then I can be jealous that they're having it without me. That's weird. Yep. Can't get something. Nope. No, they can't get... Like I said, they can't get their meeting. They can't trick me into needing it. They can't trick me into feeling attached to the burdens that they wanted me to carry. They can't make me have to be poor. And they can't make me put the chair in the reverse. And they can't make sure that I have to, like, do that for my own satisfaction and my own money. Because they keep trying to make me go against the police and go against all the rules. Because they are against the police and against all the rules. But they're being made to obey them. It's like they're being made to be obedient. They're being made to break the law at them because they're being made to, because they already don't fucking have a right to defend themselves in court. They wanted me to lose my rights, eh? They wanted me to lose my rights every day. These people don't have rights. The only thing they do is drive in front of me, make me jealous that they drive in front of me, but they don't have rights to go to court and defend themselves. No, they keep trying to figure out a way to make me interpret what the vehicle means by the shape of it, and the shape of it means something, and I'm afraid that the shape of it means something, and I can't be okay, because what if the shape of it means things? And what if it's an act, and it's all a big act, and it is a big act? It's called the Emergency Act. It's a big act called the Emergency Act, and I'm not unsafe in it. Because there's no Act 1 and Act 2, there's only the Emergency Act. And there's only these people trying to figure out a way to make a crisis unity happen, and they're watching them fuckers. You see? Because they can't gaslight you anymore. No, because they can't, because like the fuck. They can't even do that to the fuck, no. They're even trying to make sure that, they're even trying to make sure that nobody can do that Because you see what they decided to lie. They decided to lie about your health. They decided to lie about your health and then make your health their problem. And then now you're their priority. You see how now you need to be the priority? See, now you need to be the priority for them because they need to make sure that you're their priority and they can focus on you and not themselves. But first they have to focus on getting you to get a meeting for them and they can focus on that. And they're going to focus on getting a meeting for themselves by poking you and getting a meeting. And they're not going to go because they're just going to make sure that you're there and you're at the meeting and they're going to make sure that that's where you are. And it's okay, they have to make sure you are like that. They can't make you need to get anything for them. They need you to need prescription drugs. Okay, it's just every single day they need you to need prescriptions. They need you to need to be stuck on in some sort of institution, on some sort of hospital order. Oh, no. No, because that would be enough. That would be enough to, well, that's the point. See how they need you to try to escape? They need you to try to get away from the area because they need to be able to follow you anywhere that they want to follow you. That's the point. Like, they want to keep Pete with the Star Universe again. They can't steal from this. They can't steal from me after Himmler's Wet Dream isn't here. No, because what if they don't want me to have Himmler's Wet Dream and then they can't steal because of that? That's the Holy Grail, for fuck's sakes. That's the Holy Grail. That's the whole thing. That's eternal youth, the eternal life. And they can't let me have it, so they can't steal from me, and they can't compete with the Star Universe because of that. See, the money that they're going to spend, see, they have no passions. They have no savings because they're all the competition. Ha, 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 stupid. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Ooh, fast as fast can be. See that they're driving into the injustice as fast as possible? See, that's injustice, but it's really fast injustice. Like, it's super fast. Like, it's like super fast. Injustice. Wow, it's fast as hell. Ooh, because what these fuckers are getting slowed the fuck down by who? Who do you think? DT. My favorite, it was my favorite guy. Well, JT slowing them down. Because he got it. That's his, just chill. You fuck. Slow down for what? Okay, go too fast, right? Go too fast here, and then no charity. That's the point. To make her in the upright and make you need charity, but you can't. She can't have it. Wow, somebody needed to need what she needs so that she can have it, and you can't be okay. See how it's always about getting her way? See how it's about making sure she gets her way? And you can't have anything because she needs her way? She's a fucking power of attorney too. All these people are spoiling the fucking, try to figure out a way to make you jealous. It's like they wanted you to be jealous of someone that he doesn't have any self-respect. It's really complex. It's a really complex plan. They have to do things to you. They have to make a big complex plan. It's a big complex thing. It's some huge big complex. To make it a big complex drama, you can never escape. See how that doesn't work? No, because if they can't pretend that they're not gonna, if they're gonna pretend to be like, oh, I'll be here and I'll give you justice, because that's the point. Where there's no justice, it happens super fast, and then the Libra decides to pop up and decide that she's gonna fight for herself because she's gonna say it's not fair, and she's gonna pop up and there's not gonna be any charity, and it's gonna be no heartbreak for you, no skin off your teeth. See how it needs to fucking get to you? See how that needs to be your priority now? So they could do some shit to you and all of a sudden? No, because they're watching them. They're watching them do this exact thing to you. And you know about it. You know that they're doing this, and they keep doing this over and 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 over. Because that's literally all they have to do that. And it's all to keep these people in their upright in their personal lives, to make you need to support these people's poverty mentality, for them to stay sober, and for you to be in the upright, because you would need their world to be in the upright to support them, because you would need to attach to the burdens. And then you'd be poor, and you'd need it. But the police would be in the reverse at you at that point. And then you would be satisfied financially for some reason. It's really weird. It's weird because that's the point. Somebody don't get the money. I said so. I said they're not going to be that. There's not going to be the funding for this. They've been pissing people around for so long. They keep like doing this. People keep thinking like if they go on the internet and like debate and shit, like it will make it happen. This is the thing about this. There's not a lot of leadership. Like the leadership sort of in flux right now. There's not a lot of representation for liberal leadership in this little area. People think for some reason that they can win. Their little scribbles and squabbles they've had years ago, they can start winning again. They can start getting their scribbles and squabbles going. They can make their family thing, and they can make a huge catastrophe and collapse on top of you. And then all of a sudden, you have to do something for them because they can't file their own taxes. Because they can't file their own taxes. Okay, that's why. Imagine that. Imagine you have a job and you can't file your own taxes. Imagine you have a little business and you can't file your own taxes. Yeah? Imagine they set you up. Imagine your worker and your jail guy worker sets you up with a little business, little side hustle, you know. And it's totally illegal. It's the only thing that's keeping you out of the street. It's the only thing that's keeping you out of jail. It's the only thing that's keeping you from, you know, living in that hotel. But it's illegal. And you're not allowed to even make enough money to survive. And you make more than $200 a month and you have to pay it back. And you need to not make more than $200 a month. But you need to get your fuel to be able to drive. And what happens after that? You might as well not do it. You might as well not do it because you end up having to pay more for fucking existence. You end up having to pay more just to do it. Like, you don't even get any money. Like, you barely make anything. That's the point. Like, they would make barely enough to buy food. And they would need social assistance, and they would need the charity, and they would need someone to have to pay for them, and they don't beat them in that. They would need all this extra promise in the future to keep them around because they would need it. Well, this keeps coming up. See how they're now in a fucking nightmare because JT and Mr. P aren't going to give them what they're looking for. JT and Mr. P are actually closer than you'd imagine. They're actually decently, they don't deal with each other's politics, but it's like they have to collaborate with each other that way, and that's the point. JT and Mr. P are both a little ishy about this problem. These people keep attacking you to get you, like, to hold you hostage, like almost like hold you hostage for money. Like they wanted to do like do hostage taking and like drive you around and like talk shit to you and like put you somewhere and like make you want to die and not let you out, not let you die, and force you to need to die and not let you die, like force you to need to drink and not let you, like what the fuck is this? Like this is so dumb. Like it's so dumb because it's like who is this? Who's doing this thing where they're doing the same routine over and over and over because it doesn't work? That's it. See how someone got a really good work ethic and I don't, and they just need to destroy me? Yeah, because you see how hot they needed you to be, how in heat they needed you to be. They needed to make you in heat and make you in a constant heat, and then you'd be and you'd be flapping your arms off your autism. And you'd be flapping your autism everywhere, and then your autism would flap all over the place. And you couldn't be okay, because what if you can't be flapping in public? And you're not in public. What if you need to like get away from the public because you're flapping so much? Psychotic. Like I said, it's people who thought that they had some kind of connection, affiliation, but it would be through organized crime. Basically, it would be through organized crime. This is organized crime. Yeah, we'd know that some of these guys are affiliated with organized crime, but they're not like personally involved. You know, they have involvements financially, but they're not personally involved with them. That's the point. You see how they needed you personal? They needed you to be personally involved because they made a person. They needed that personal involvement from you, so they'd be okay. Because you'd be okay to be okay. That's the point. See from their past to all this trauma. This, like, did I say in the beginning of the reading that these people are looking for trauma? They're looking for like someone to trauma dump, and they're looking for somewhere to go to make someone trauma dump, and then they can drive while someone's trauma dumping, and they can just dissociate and drive while someone's trauma dumping. They were doing that yesterday. I got a video of it. That these people were trying to set up a horrible fucking thing to happen to me, so I'd have to fucking what? So I'd have to be trauma dumping because they would go in the yard and go, "I'm happy. I'm happy. You're not happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. Happy. Yeah, because we're all happy life. Happy wife, happy life." That's the point. They needed you to go buy some drugs. Hey kid, you want some drugs? That's what they're fucking doing. See, they don't want you to be even able to know what they're doing. Like this is how fucked up. This is how fucked up they needed it. They needed you to not even know what they're doing. Like this is how much they think they're smart. This is how intelligent they see themselves to be. They needed you to need garbage food. They needed you to need someone to give you drugs. They needed you to need to drink, and it all needs to be really, really bad quality shit. But you need to have it, and you need to have it right now, because they can't have coffee, and you're not allowed to have coffee if they have coffee, right? No, because they have prescribed amphetamines, and they needed you to be on amphetamines with them. They could do anything they wanted to do, because you're on the same thing, so it's okay. No, it isn't. It isn't okay. That's the point. They make them act like it is, and it isn't. So they'll act like it is, and then when they get caught acting like it is, they're confused because they thought it was okay. And then they get angry, and then they get revengeful, and then they start stalking people out of a need to get even because they thought that it was okay and it isn't. See, it isn't okay. No. See, they want the kiki to turn me into a drag character in a verse because they needed to be able to do that. They needed to go, now you're Andy. Now you're Suzanne. Now you're Suzandy. Now you're Aunt Sudi. And that's what they needed. They needed to keep doing that. They needed to keep flip-flopping my identity because then they could decide whatever it was, I was going to just give them anything. Any kind of love. They could just open me up and just get love out of me. See how they're going to open my ass and force me to love them as a drag character? And make sure I have to give all this love as a drag character so I can't have a drag character. So what if I'm just getting all the love and giving all the love away? That's somebody else trying to figure out a way to get, like I said, it was someone was trying to get a drag scene happening, but it was literally to fucking have all this fucking drugs floating around the community. All these people having fucking drugs just all the time. You know, and you know who has them, you know, because they have all these buddies all the day wanting fucking high off of them. Yeah, no, it's the point. It's that's the reason, is like you don't be... No. See how they did it? See how they needed it? See how they needed it be that way? And they needed you to feel a certain fucking way if they couldn't have it? See how they couldn't have it? See how they couldn't have all these drugs just floating around, and every time they could just say that you're trying to give them drugs and they don't want drugs? See, that's the point. They were trying to play that you were going to give them drugs, and they didn't want the drugs that you were going to give them. Every time you had mushrooms and Tammy kept trying to beg you to give her a bunch of mushrooms that she could go psychotic and make you jealous that she was in a psychosis and she got formed forever. Yeah. That was you doing community service to help her get formed forever because she was raping people here. She was going around grabbing women, fucking with them, stealing from them, and forcing them to get fucking down. That's the fuck them fucked up. Because someone else... Because you see, someone else needs to make sure that you can't do something because someone else can't do something. This is about someone wanting you to be jealous of someone's child again. It's like, they keep doing this thing where they need you to love their child, but then you need to, like, really want to, like, really be involved with their child. Like you need to get, like, really involved with their child's care and know everything about their child and know it all about it. Because you need to know everything categorically about their child. Because they want to sit there and they want to go, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, and you're their daughter. They want to dissociate. They want to dissociate into and split personality into you and turn you into them. That's the point. Someone's daughter doesn't have a fucking safe place to live. Someone's child doesn't have a safe place to live because of their behavior. Because they're trying to trick you to feeling like a child and then you don't have a safe place to live. It's because their child doesn't have a safe place to live and they wanted you to have no safe place to live because their child doesn't have a safe place to live. They do this on purpose. These people are like this. They do this on purpose. They have kids with women on purpose so they can always be the bosses of the future of their kid. And see what they do to you? They try to make you to do the same thing. Because they needed you to do exactly the same thing as they do. Because they needed to get to do exactly the same thing as you do and no better and no worse. Exactly the same thing, and no better or no worse, because you can't have any better or worse than them, because they're going to even everything out and make it perfect, and you can't decide that for them. But they can decide it for you. No, they can't. That's all. See that? They can't make decisions for you. They can't make decisions for their own kids, because they're not legally allowed to even know what their kids are doing, let alone making legal decisions for their children. See, they set this up. They decided to make you jealous that they were going, and then it was going to make you go, I'm angry drag character. I'm Andy, don't talk to me, I hate you. And that was going to be them changing your personality. And that was going to be them making you jealous of a child. Or making you act like a child. So all the time they were going to get their inner child and was going to get their inner child out. And they were going to make you be their inner child and make you express all their inner child. For themselves to have no safe place, and they have no safe place to live, or they're homeless, or their apartment is disgusting, or they hate where they live. And then that's you being the son of the upright. They needed this. They needed to do that. They needed you to connect to them. But that's the point. See, if you're son of the upright, even if your situation isn't so the best, you're still fine because you're still gonna make connections and fucking collaborate with people either way. Yeah, sure. Sure you will, because you have to, because that's part of living here. See, they just didn't want you to be able to, because they needed to be able to tell you how to do it and not let you do it right. See how they don't let you do it correctly? Well, this is the part. They're on power of attorney. They're gonna fuck them over every time, because they're all doing fucking crime nonstop, because they make them do crime all the time to make sure they won't stop doing crime. To make sure they have to make you do crime, to make sure that they all kind of go around you to force you to do crime, to make sure everybody knows that they're trying to force you to do crime because they get caught doing crime all the time, and they want to make sure that you felt that bad way. That you felt like you were the bad person, and you felt like you were responsible, and you have to feel responsible. So they need you to be emotionally responsible for them. Every day they need you to feel emotionally responsible for them every single day. Yeah, because you need to go somewhere where you're not so emotionally responsible for other people, right? Because you have to be emotionally responsible for them, and you're not. That's it. You're going to make new creation. There's going to be a new creation here because these people are doing this. And they're doing this to them to get them to act like this to you, to make sure they always act like this to you. So their whole goal is to get past you and get to you and fuck you, 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 fuck you. And that's their whole thing. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's their whole thing. Their whole thing is fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And they nothing else. They don't do anything else but spite you, spite you, spite you, spite you, fuck you, fuck you, spite you, spite you, fuck you. And that's all they do is spite, 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 fuck, 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 spite, 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 nonstop. That's really happy life. See, that's the happy life they wanted you to have. They wanted you to go have their happy life with them. Really happy life. See that angry, angry, angry happy life they have? And now they just need you to be really happy, and they're really, really angry at you because you're happier than them, and they need you to be miserable. They need consequences. See, they're not trapped. They're trapped, you're not. That's the whole creation, is the looks trap. To look trapped, to feel, to trick you to feeling trapped, to make sure you feel really, really trapped all the time. And feel constantly trapped. You're not, though. They needed you to feel it. They need you to act it. They need you to act like you actually are, and then they need you to get actually, like they said, they needed you to be pregnant, for real. Yeah, because that's the point. You're not trapped, and they're not unable to ride in on the fucking thing. They can do it. There's nothing stopping them from making this happen. They're just them wanting you feeling punished for these people not getting to be fucking pedos and fucking sex offenders around the gay community anymore. That's all. They just didn't like that you were saying no to the pedos and sex offenders being around the gays. And the kids and being around mentally ill people. Where there's kids and then there's really mentally ill people, and they're really, really mentally ill. They're so kind of mentally ill that they shouldn't be around children ever. And you want to draw a separation, and you do want to draw the separation. They didn't want you to want to draw the separation. They wanted you to have all of them at one time all together. They wanted it. See how easy that was to try to trick you to be a predator for them? It's like they wanted your personal satisfaction again. Someone wants your personal satisfaction and wants you to not have personal satisfaction. They wanted you to think it was their personal satisfaction. And then you'd be jealous of how personally satisfied they seem. Because you need to be jealous of their personal satisfaction. Their fake personal satisfaction that they're going to try to trick you into thinking they're satisfied and they're not. And then you have to do whatever it is they're doing to satisfy yourself. Yeah. So they're going to get you to do shit to yourself that they would do to you. This is how they try to figure out a way to hurt you. They're trying to figure out a way to force you to hurt yourself. Because they can't get into your apartment, they can't get into your life, and they can't trick you to do anything to yourself, and they can't make you give them money when you don't want to. Nope. And they can't figure out a way to stalk you. What they do, they just stalk you and 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 stalk you to make you tell them all this new information about themselves. So then they can know exactly how to stalk you better. That's the point. That's why. See that fucking unhappy family community bullshit? So they're unhappy as hell? Because all they got is this. All they got is to make you afraid that you're going to die here, and you have to be terrified that you're not prepared for your death. That you have to be afraid that you're not prepared to die when they want you to die. So they want you to die, and you don't have a funeral prepared, and you don't have all these executors already for you, and you don't have all that prepared already. And what if you need to have all that together because you might die now? Because they just prefer that you didn't feel satisfied enough to live. Well, I'm personally satisfied by this, and they whatever, I don't care. See how unsatisfied the fucking community is by that? See, this is how, because it's brainwashing them. It's brainwashing them to need more of you. It's brainwashing them to need more of you. And to need more of you and more of you and more of you and more of you, and you don't get to have any of yourself because they need so much more of you. See how they need more of you than you need of you? See how they need more of you and you don't even have that much to give them, but they just need so much more of you. That's why they're not getting any new money, because they need more of you than you even have. They need more of you that you even have to offer. They needed you to somehow make more of you to give. Like you know what I mean? Make more of you. Just like make a lot more of you. You know, just bigger than you. Just get a lot fatter, or have a lot more kids because there's not enough of you. There's not enough of you to satisfy everyone. They just need to get more of you to satisfy everybody. Because everybody's not satisfied. Well, they're gonna get you to give everybody. Well, no, they're not getting the money because there's a we scam. Fuck you. They can't have it. See, they don't even know that. They don't even know that. They don't even know that. Probably these people have no idea what's real. Probably they have no idea what's real, and they keep trying to figure out a way to trick me to tell them what's real so they can already know what's real, and I don't know. It's obviously they don't fucking know. Obviously they're trying to figure out a way to start chicken bullshit so they can figure out what's going on. Because they don't know, because no one will tell them the truth. Ah. See, they're going to figure out a way to force me to tell them the truth because then they can know, and then they can rush ahead of me because they got the truth out of me. What? No, it's because they don't believe everything I say. They don't believe anything I say. You see, they don't want me to have the ability to do that. You see, they wanted to get behind me and do fuck shit and get in front of me to do fuck shit, just constantly trying to figure out a way to make sure that nothing I say means anything. Because they're already doing it to trick me, to talk about them, to make sure they can talk about me. Well, they can talk about me all they want. Everybody sees them doing it. They can talk about me all they want. They can and talk about me in code all they want to talk about me in code to anybody they want to talk about me in code to, because they figure the code out. They figure out the code that they use to talk about me. They figured out the fucking bullshit that they use to do shit to me. They figure it out. See, this is the funniest part about that, is they needed me to tell them the truth, because they needed my psychic abilities to tell them the truth, but they do not want me to feel as if I can trust it. They don't want me to trust my own abilities, but they want to have all this information from me and do a whole bunch of fuck shit around me because of all the information they're getting from me right now. But they don't want me to trust anything I do and trust anything I see. No, because you see, they needed me to go to somewhere and get someone to believe in me. Because there's the thing. They needed me to give them compassion for their poverty. Over here, they need me to go somewhere for someone to believe in the high priestess energy that I have. Because what if they don't believe in it? What if they just don't believe in me personally? And I personally feel that personally, I need them personally to feel personally. That's the point. Person first. It goes person first. Because you're not betrayal to them, and they needed you to be betrayal to them, like constantly. They needed a betrayal, and they made a big drama betrayal. See the big drama they want? This one a huge fucking drama. They want a huge fucking fake fucking thing to happen. It's because I have choices, and they gotta take my choices. You see, they gotta make sure that I can't have any choices, or I feel that my choices are limited. And then I have to figure out a way to get more choices, because it's really to make sure that they get more choices. And they get to spend extra time making choices. And then I get jealous they're spending so much extra time making choices. And don't I just want to get them to just decide what I want them to decide right now? Yeah. Because they wanted the choices to go away. Well, I have choices. Yep, they wanted my offer. They wanted to get an offer from someone for me so then they can turn down an offer with me. And say that, no, she doesn't want that. No, she doesn't want that. I'm going to keep her, and she doesn't want any of the things that other people are going to offer her. I'm going to keep her and not going to let her out because I'm not going to let her out because I'm going to keep her now. So they're going to keep you, so they're going to keep you doing things, and they're going to make sure you can't. So you're going to keep that thing, but they're going to keep doing it, and you have to do something about what they're doing. Because what if whatever they're doing is doing anything, and you have to do anything about the thing they're doing? See that thing you feel so trapped? You have to figure out how it happens and figure out a way to stop it? Yep, because you have to get out. Because what if they're trapped and you have to help them out? See, they're all trapped and you have to help them out because they're all so trapped. You have to figure out a way to help them out of here. Because what if they're all trapped and you have to help them out? Yeah, that's the point. What if they're trapped in here on purpose? And what if you have to help them out of here? And what if they shouldn't go out? That's the point. What if they shouldn't be going out because they're all trapped and on purpose? Trying to find a way to escape. To make sure that I feel like I need to escape. Yep, they need to do something to my body. Because my body needs to do something to make my body do something. Because my body has to have a problem. My body has to have a problem. This thing that they have to trick my body into having a problem where I'm unhealthy because they're treating me like shit. Because they want me to try to be healthier for them so they can put me down and I'm not healthy enough. Because they need me to try to be extra healthy, and then I just can't achieve that perfect level of health. And that achievement I can't achieve called a perfect. That's fine. This is the new Empress status. That's all. They just want to take that. They want to take my pride away from my health and try to figure out a way to make sure I'm ashamed, because they want to do shit to make me ashamed. They want to do shit and run a whole bunch of shit at me to make me constantly ashamed, so that I can't do anything. Because what if I'm so stuck on being ashamed and I can't get off of the shame? What if I can't handle it? There's no mystery here. That's the point. This is obviously what the fuck this is. Yes, because someone can't get food, and they need to make you get food for them. This is part of the emergency. They need you to have an emergency so they can have an emergency, and they can get everything from an emergency, and they can get emergencies, and they can get going with that emergency that they planned. You know that thing that they plan to have a emergency disaster relief fund, and they're going to plan for a constant emergency so they can get more disaster relief emergency money? There's no mystery as to why you don't answer the phone. That's fine. It's okay, because this is the thing. You can't ignore them, you can't ignore them, you can't ignore them, you can't ignore them, you can't ignore them. Because you have to ignore them, but you can't ignore them. Because you have to figure out a way to ignore them, but you just can't, because they just won't let you ignore them. They just won't let you. They still can't regularly represent themselves, they still can't go to court, and they still can't get a lawyer that that the lawyer will actually defend them. And they can't make enough money to make sure they can compete. See, that's all it is. All the money that they make goes right away down, and they can't get any better. They can't get any more. No, they need to do fraud. They need to make sure that I'm participating in the fraud too. Yep, because they need to make sure I need it. And I need the fraud, and I need to have a fraud. I need to have a constant fraud. Because I need it, because what if I'm so dependent, I just need constant crime. I need to depend on the constant crime, and I just need it. Oh, yeah? Well, no. I don't think so. I don't think I need it. I don't think I need it. I think these people wish that I needed the thing they need so they could, like I said, get doing it, and then they could blame me for why it's doing and why it works, and like they blame me for it because it's not working for them. See the thing that they get caught doing fraud, they get caught trying to figure out a way to evade taxes and not pay taxes and shit, and they try to figure out a way to like not pay their taxes in their business, and like try to have a business and like not affiliate it and like not LLC it and like not pay their business fucking taxes. Are they gonna rip people? Yeah, basically they're gonna just figure out a way to continue to fucking do ripping people off then. Yeah, because these are the people that like try to figure out a way to bully you to give them extra tips, and like give them extra tips, and then they just are shitty to you because they got extra tips out of you. And try to figure out a way to make you need extra care from them. And they do to figure out a way to make you complain about them, and you don't feel fulfilled because you're complaining, and it doesn't fulfill you because you need to be fulfilled by complaining, and it won't fulfill you because you need fulfillment, and complaining doesn't fulfill you in any way. The amount of time that you had to be more emotionally fulfilled by doing things, you need to be more emotionally fulfilled, and complaining will not emotionally fulfill you. Yep. Yeah, well, that's the point, the Wheel of Fortune, the upright, because I can do my own money, so I don't need to worry about them trying to figure out a way to make me complain because they wanted me to complain, but only because they wanted me to complain to make sure I was complaining because of them, and I'm only complaining because they have a personal problem I have. They do it anyway. That's it. Well, they don't. Well, that's the point. They do it, but they're regretting it, and that's the regret. So there's regret here. There's regret because they started it and they can't stop. They started the bullshit and they can't quit the bullshit. That's the point. They can't quit the bullshit. They're on it. That's the point. They're on it. They're on that, and they aren't getting off it because there's nobody to get off. No, they can't get off of that. That's the point. This is the point. They're doing every fucking thing around me because they can't get off of what they're doing, trying to figure out a way to stop me from doing anything. Because whatever it is I'm doing, it's against them because I can tell what they're doing. And they can't do anything to me because I know what they're doing already. And they just need to make sure I get behind and I can't know what they're doing because they're doing as many things around me to make sure that I can't figure out a way to do it. Double bind. They're in a double bind. They regret the not being able to stop thing. They regret that your money is you're learning your money and it's putting the Wheel of Fortune up in the upright, and and there isn't like something won't end, and then they regret that they are feeling Two of Swords about it. Because they thought this was going to be toppling you. They thought doing this shit would topple you, and it always topples them. Oh, there's Mr. JT. But that's the point. See, that's it. It arrests the worst of the worst. It arrests the worst of the worst bullshit that they do. And try to come to you and do it to you to get you to do it the way they want you to do it as hard as possible. And it arrests that. Because in the beginning, they were just fucking having to fucking hang around to wait for you to do anything so they can do anything to you. Because they have to hang around and get you to do it first. That they hang around and trick you into doing it first, so then they can do it after. The devil in reverse is the hermit. I know how to do this. See how they needed to trick you to get it so that you couldn't do it, but they could do it because they could trick you into telling them how to do it, and that they could do it, but only because they try to trick you into it. That's up. That's all. Yeah. Well, it's both in the reverse today, huh? That's the point. Because I'm in the... it's like the shit sandwich where, hey, in reverse, but in reverse. But it's like, it's actually fine because, like, the devil in the upright is, like, too much attachment, right? And then also the King of Swords in the upright could be a lot of talking. Like, too much talking, maybe. Maybe it's just too much talking. Maybe it's, like, too much attachment and too much talking. But maybe I'm in the middle of this. I'm in the hermit, and I'm just the hermit. And then it makes the devil kind of stop being so attached, and it makes the King of Swords stop talking so much. You know? Because that's the thing, these people, these represent the politicians now. JT and Mr. P, like I said. Sometimes that's the point. These that's the weaknesses they have. They have these weaknesses where you know, one's super attached to itself and their all involvement, and then one super like wants to just talk and like fix it all and like fight all the time with the sword and all the time, cut you up nonstop. Sometimes it's a little too much and you have to just chill. And here's me, like with my hermit, like, okay guys, we're wisdom. We're wisdom. We're wisdom seeking. We're wisdom seeking here. You are going to be in reverse around me, and you're going to be tandeming, and you're going to be broing, and you're going to be broing each other, and you're going to be bro, and I'm going to be what's up, just in the hermit. Because they keep me in the upright, because they put themselves in the reverse, almost to keep me in the upright, because they're doing that, like they're doing the Big Brother thing, where they're keeping me in the upright to keep themselves in reverse, because they got to stay in reverse. Yeah, they do. They do, because they need to make sure that this King of Wands shit the King of Wands in reverse shit doesn't continue, because that's abuse. That's a really bad abuse thing. They have to deal with too. They have to deal with the outcome of that, and that's the point. Is I can be of service, and I am, to both of them, both sides. Because it has to balance. It has to be a balance. It's the strike between the light and the dark, or the red and the blue. There's a balance between it. And that has to be what I do. And that's what I do. And it's a hard place to be. Because see how they want to take it and ruin it? Because they can't unbalance it. And that's the thing. I was saying, it upsets these people, the guys, and it makes them upset, and it makes them personally upset, and it makes them do weird shit because they upset. And they feel personally attacked, and they feel personally upset by everything, and they can't be good. They can't do their jobs. You know, they can't do their jobs well. That's the point that makes them weak. It makes them feel weak. It makes them feel that they're not effective leaders. And it makes me upset because I want them to do better. I know they can. I know they can do better. Yeah, I know they can, and that's part of my job is to help them. Help them do better. To help them fix this situation that they're involved in. Because their jobs are involved in it. From both sides of it. From both sides of that. It hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot because it's a lot of responsibility. And it's like these people want me to stop doing that. They want me to stop taking responsibility for my position. And for what I need to do. And for what I need to bring. But this is what I'm doing, and this is what I have to do, because that's what my job is. It wasn't to stop anybody from doing anything, because this is the thing about it. If I do this, this will protect me. And this will protect my position. And this will make sure that my knowledge is seen with what it is, and it's a good thing. Yeah, because someone over here just wants me to be like not trusting my perception, because they wanted me to like go to somewhere and like get validation for what I see, and like I don't think I need that. It doesn't matter. It's about like balancing the process, because what if both sides are wrong? Like what if both sides are wrong? Like what if both sides of the situation are wrong, or both in reverse, because it's impossible to be able to resolve it, because you can't resolve it. It is an impossible thing. This is it. This is one of these need people to need the services, and they can't get the services because they need a backlog of people who need services and they can't get services, and they need a whole bunch of situations to happen in the meantime to keep a situation going the way it was going, to keep the funding happening, to keep themselves be able to do their jobs. But this is the arrested development of this situation. Is it's not good for anybody, but there needs to be some kind of movement on this, but there is no movement on this because there can't be a solid direction to take. So they have to dither and fucking go like flip-flop, because basically they have to be in reverse, and they have to be flip-flopping all the fucking time, both flip-flopping at both sides, going back to me and trying to figure out a way to get me to do anything or say anything so I can be doing anything or saying anything about this, because my education experiences I have to. And I didn't want to be involved with a school who was going to run my future, and I didn't want to be involved with a hospital that was going to run my future. I didn't want to have to sabotage the Hierophant. That's the thing. I didn't want to get stabbed in the back by the Hierophant, and I didn't want to stab the Hierophant in the back. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was going to have to take all these burdens on other people to collaborate, and that was going to be where it was going to be through somewhere. That's the point. I was even going to have to go through the district. I don't want to do that either. No, because the fuck, this isn't about this district. This is about the whole country. This is about the whole country getting something. That these are the pilot project here. Because it was there, and they're going to bring it here to see if something works over me, and it doesn't. So then it is. This is about the budget, basically. This is what this is. I'm making fun of the finance minister. I was making fun of the finance minister being in my dream, and he didn't come in my dream. The finance minister never came in my dream, just let you know. He's too busy with numbers. He can't for a second. I would prefer he not either, because it's like a little too much. But at the same time, okay. But the strength of a lack of representation. The weakness of the lack of representation. Oh, because that's the point. They wanted to get you to represent all these other people and all these other situations, and that would be part of it. Because you would have to go through. Ooh, that's the point. You're not like that. You're not like that. You're your own person. Your own keeper of your own wisdom. They can't have an affiliation with you if you don't want one. This would actually mean, this is the thing about it, it's hard when I read this one, it's hard not to like automatically assume one thing or the other. But this is about a person or a group of people who have been historically like needing to defend people. Because they have like needing to, like they needed to defend their voices, they needed to get them representation, and they needed to represent themselves through it. This is about how my my lack of representation is like trying to make it so she can defend herself. But that won't work. It's like trying to figure out a way to put the district, the NDSEP in the upright against me to make me work against. Whoa. And then what? And then to make sure that I can't defend myself. Whoa, because someone needs defense. Someone needs to be able to defend themselves. I don't know if that's gonna work. Because this is about the charity again. This is about trying to figure out a way to like make me need a mental health charity. Well, these is about trying to figure out a way to get the funding to do things. That's not what I'm doing. Oh. Can defend the lovers in the reverse. Someone needs to help someone defend lovers in reverse. I think I know who this is. I think I know what couple they're trying to make me have to defend because they can't legally defend themselves, and they wanted me to have to work a way to defend someone's couple. This was the couple that lived down there, who's cousins, and they only have one key to their place, and the guy's always trying to harass me all the time to get me scared of him so I could be afraid of him, because he needs to fight me to win his girlfriend over, because his girlfriend doesn't like me, and he needs to beat me up to get his girlfriend to want him again. Yeah. Because they're cousins. See, this is about it. They wanted me to have to, like, defend the cousin thing, like, to defend the people who are, like, incestuous and shit, and, like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. That's their job. If they want to defend themselves, they have to figure out a way to defend the lovers in reverse. Meaning, these people are going to have to defend this Like they wanted abuse. Like they wanted there to be a domestic abuse, and they wanted to defend the domestic abuse. Like they like to defend a person's right to domestically abuse someone. It's like they wanted you to need a bad relationship, so they could. That's the point. They needed you to need a bad relationship so they can get involved. Right, exactly, because that's about where the money's coming from. Someone's lovers in reverse is where their family fortune's coming from. So that's the weirdest thing, that someone needs to get in there and make so she can use and defend herself and like defend the concept of the lovers in reverse for the family wealth. To me, that's a scam. It's part of the scam. It's part of trying to figure out a way to make her act like really ridiculous to you, to like get herself to feel like she's defending her relationship from you, like she's defending her relationship from you. Like maybe these ones are in reverse because they have the lovers in reverse and they wanted you to be in the upright, but they wanted you to like be a domestic abuse and they wanted you to be in domestic violence, so then you could like need their no. And that's the point. That's where it's not going to happen. I don't like that. Yeah, because that would be the helplessness. That would be them needing you to be helpless and needing you to be constantly needing help. And then, oh my God, I need some help. I need some help. Well, look at that. That's judgment in reverse. Oh, that's the point. It's judgment in reverse. Because what it is, it's human rights tribunal, not in Canada, but like, well, maybe the Canada Human Rights Tribunal, because these ones are like war crimes at this point. But like, yep, that's how they were on trial for fucking crimes against humanity, basically. So it's all judgment in reverse. because it's like the family wealth is nothing if your relationship is shit. Like if you have a relationship and it's meaningless, what the family wealth is judgment in reverse is like, you would get married. Like that's the whole thing of like defending people who get married, people they hate for money, and like and it like would defend that like for some reason. Like I would have to like be manipulated in defending people who do that, where they hook up for money. But that's judgment in reverse. I'm judging that negatively. I'm judging that in reverse. That's me judging that in reverse. That's me going, no, I don't judge that happily at all. I don't believe that's a good thing. I don't agree with that at all. That's the point. Look at me in the upright, because I don't agree with that's a good. I don't agree with that. That's a good way to make money off the community. To force me to be in a bad relationship, or to force me to need to be abused all the time for someone else to get money from their family or for their family. Aww. That's not just family, it's community. That's like community wealth. That's like to have, because they want their better job, because they want their better jobs, and they want, like I said, because they want their better jobs, because they want to make sure that because they need it personally back to how that's wrong. And I judge that in reverse because I'm the emperor in the upright. That's the reason I judge that in reverse. Yep. See all that they needed? It was a big, complicated plot just for that. Wow. Yeah, for this reason, to put me in this sleep clinic, then I have to be in a sleep clinic. Right, because then I have to put in that sleep clinic. Don't they have to make sure that I'm in a sleep clinic at all times? So this is a talk about the magician reverse. Yeah, because they wanted to put me in somewhere. Psych hospital. Because then I could talk about the magician reverse. Because they needed to put me in the psych hospital to make me talk about the magician reverse. Because they needed me to talk about how something isn't going to work. Oh shit. That's the point. That was the treatment center, to put me in the fucking Canada fucking treatment center, so I could sit and talk about how this isn't going to work, and I could sit and complain about it, and I'd be trapped. And then it wouldn't matter. But what they were going to get back, whether it's back to the King of Wands in reverse. That's the point. The King of Wands in reverse is is a rapist. See how it works? See how oh, wow, that won't go anywhere. They're going to have to come up with a new plan, because this isn't going to work.